Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Witcher Blind. I'm Circle Master, and I'm exploring the rest of this island whose name I've already forgotten, because that is how important Chapter 4 is. More importantly, I, for whatever reason, cannot do the instant kill thing on the Royal Wyverns. I don't know why some monsters are immune to that and others aren't, because it really seems arbitrary at this point. And I really don't know what the little monkey things that occasionally follow you around are supposed to add. I don't know if it's an attempt at ambiance that is supposed to go along with things like the birds and the various environmental noises, but maybe it's because it's a fully modeled and animated thing, it stands out more and therefore seems more out of place. This is what I'm left to talk about, because this game, I don't have anything to talk about for this. I mean, I'm in the least important chapter of a game where I haven't had a whole lot of impact story-wise. I mean, I didn't even get to kill the professor. I got his warrant as a quest item, which nobody ever cared about. So I don't know what that was about. But I don't know. In addition to just my inability to effectuate, I don't know if that's a word. What was I saying? Along with my inability to effect change in terms of actually defeating villains, I still don't know if I've actually made any progress. I mean, by pure happenstance, I was given a thing that said that Ada is behind it, but what does Ada care about Witcher mutagens? So therefore she's not really behind it, she's just employing a pre-existing criminal organization to help her with a coup. She doesn't seem to have anything to do with the attack on Kaer Morhen. And this is supposed to be progress. I know less than I started out knowing, which is kind of hard for a character with amnesia, but I have been told these are the bad guys, here's the bad thing that they did, since chapter 1, if not the prologue. And I haven't done anything that seems to be a net positive. Like, I completely wiped out the outskirts. Everyone in the outskirts is dead. Several people in Vizima are dead. I guess the one good effect I've had is, what's-his-face, Vincent stopped being a werewolf. That's like the only witchery thing that I've done this whole game. From an intro movie that seemed like it was all about hunting monsters of folklore and using the esoteric means to break curses to actually do people good. Like, I was presented with a coven of vampires, and the only thing that I could do as a choice was let them be, or kill them all. And that seems to be most of my choices are, do I kill everyone or not? Sometimes it's not even then, it's somebody's dying and who am I killing when you get to, the end of chapter 1. You're just picking somebody, or you're picking a side to die. So there's not really any meaningful choice. I may have already talked about this once, but I have nothing to talk about during that whole thing of combat, but I did it. There's no real meaningful choice And the only quest that seems like it flowed from the intro, or from the promise of the intro, like that opening cinematic from like before the title screen, is the side quest related to Vincent's lycanthropy in the chapter after you've encountered Vincent.
I know something you don't.
Like what?
The funny fishman has come back. Those evil fish people finished eating from the lady's altar. Disgusting!
The Vodyanoi priest has returned? I must speak with him.
I'm scared!
Why is Alvin here? He didn't come with me to the island. Well, that's what I think about enemies that heal themselves. At least he was alone. And I got things. Also, I don't even remember if I investigated that I must have investigated the magic circle. The Naiad's right by it. So it's not a new sign, I guess. I don't think there's... No, they can't be introducing new... Well, I guess they wouldn't be introducing new stuff in Chapter 4, but it'd be other opportunities to get things that I missed. But it's not even that.
Hitzol gul paltalhul. Oh, gralol.
And I'm Geralt. Pleased to meet you.
Dulpolzagrol.
I don't speak your language.
Dalol, your language I speak very well.
Evidently. Let's talk.
Kneel before lady. Speak easy. No kneel. Must be Dagonan and battle. No speak.
So I'm to pay tribute to the Lady of the Lake?
Exact.
Sure.
All right.
And this gets its own cutscene for some reason.
Oak. Gulpul talhul.
I've taken Berenger's job. Tell me about this conflict.
We underwater live deep. We lady love, yet not all. Many Dagon love, lady leave. The humans kill. I plead your sword, Dagon, 'tis love. I give reward.
I see.
Big blood bovine in village, Dagon for her come. This love Dagon, I give reward. Something sword, something wonderful.
You want me to steal the cow and use it to bait Dagon?
This love big blood bovine on altar. Dagon come from deep.
I'm supposed to kill it on the altar.
Prefer human sacrifice. Uraralalu.
The Lady of the Lake wants to help resolve the conflict.
Lialul be what?
The Lady of the Lake wishes the Vodyanoi to live in peace with humans. Killing their favorite cow wouldn't help.
Yet Dagon must is loved be.
I can take care of that too, but you'd have to give me something.
Big blood bovine better idea. Yet obedient must be for lady. Choose.
And I was supposed to investigate something to find out what the right choices are, but I
I'll
didn't.
take your staff.
So, yeah, like in the game, I completely forgot that I was supposed to examine the statue to find out what the selected items were. But, we'll see how that goes. That's a problem for future past me. Current past me is still trying to figure out how to put the sword away.
Yeah?
Have you spoken with the Lady of the Lake?
Goddesses don't speak to mere mortals.
Spare me the sarcasm.
So what momentous news did the local goddess divulge? Just don't get all momentous on me.
She spoke about destiny.
Destiny doesn't interest me. But if you want to play hero, be my guest. I'll even help. See, I tricked you recently.
What?
Salamandra actually forced me to betray a few formulae, subjected me to some tests. I didn't even protest. They paid me well.
Why?
You know why. I wanted to marry, have children, friends, a normal life. The Witchers robbed me of that chance. This is nothing new to you. Humans hate me. When they see my eyes, they blanch in fear. And children. Tell me, what's the difference between your dear Camoran and a Salamandra lab?
I'm not here to tell you I'm any better than you.
Leave. The mere sight of you irks me. I'm beginning to doubt myself.
Farewell.
I wouldn't really call that tricking him when you just straight up lie to him, but anyway. He mentioned his eyes as being weird, and there's nothing weird about his eyes except maybe a little too big? Unless he's got like a third eye under that forehead cover. Which actually would make sense. But I just have to speculate on that, because the game's not going to tell me. Speaking of side quests, let's finish up this one. And once again, I don't really want to try to censor an entire thing, so that's just going to be a black screen. I hope you'll forgive me for that.
How can I help?
I saw your notice.
Ah, I need wyvern eggs for my famous omelets.
Here are 3.
Wonderful. Here's your coin.
Alright, now let's go talk to Julian about stuff.
Your mother sucks you. I'm itching to hit someone.
Geralt?
An agreement with the Vodyanoi is possible.
Think so.
That is the will of the Lady of the Lake. Care to take issue?
No, Witcher. I'm no fool.
In that case, I'll need something that symbolizes your devotion to her and your desire to achieve peace with the Vodyanoi.
Of course. What shall I give you?
I don't know.
Alina's bridal wreath.
Geralt,
Peace and prosperity takes sacrifice.
are you joking?
No.
Well, he did it. And now he won't talk to me.
We shall speak later.
Who wants to get slapped?
So I guess I have to turn in that other side quest later. Heavy sigh. I don't know if the microphone actually picked up that heavy sigh. But, I'm just... Director's cut was a mistake.
Yes?
At least this is already censored for me.
Berengar has no interest in destiny.
Clearly my vision pertained to you, Geralt.
If you say so.
When the time comes, I shall aid you with a gift. Yes?
Milady, are these what you wanted?
Try again, Witcher.
Very well. Back to Julian and the priest.
If only I had remembered the thing that I only remembered like a week after playing this section. At least the priest is still here.
Oak, Gulpul Talhur.
Everything all right?
Great sadness. No peace in house.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oak, Gulpul Talhur.
What's Witcher in your language?
Witch Malal Bul.
Witch Malal?
Which Malol Bull? Bull must be. No, Bull means idiot.
All right, then I'm Witch Malol Bull.
Yes, so you be.
The Lady of the Lake wants to help resolve the conflict.
Lialul be what?
The Lady of the Lake wishes the Vodyanoi to live in peace with humans. Killing their favorite cow wouldn't help.
Yet dagon must is loved be.
I can take care of that too, but you'd have to give me something.
Big blood bovine, better idea. Yet obedient must be for lady. Choose.
The gold bracelet.
And we'll find out whether or not that was right eventually. I don't even remember if it's in this episode or not.
Your mother's watching.
Geralt?
I'm here about the notice.
I'll buy any basilisk hides you have. Reptile skin shoes are in fashion in Vizima, you know.
I have 3 hides.
Let me have a look. Undamaged? Excellent. Here's your reward.
An agreement with the Vodyanoi is possible.
Think so?
That is the will of the Lady of the Lake. Care to take issue?
No, Witcher. I'm no fool.
In that case, I'll need something that symbolizes your devotion to her and your desire to achieve peace with the Vodyanoi.
Of course. What shall I give you?
The alabaster figure depicting a young Vodyanoi capturing a water elemental.
Here it is. It would have fetched a fine price in Vizima, but peace is more important.
Well, that was a little bit of progress. I don't remember why I came back here, but I made the mistake of talking to the hermit again.
How can I help?
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
Who lies beneath the kurgans I saw before your hermitage?
Knights who died serving the lady over the ages. Gavanda defended her honor against the Black Skull Knight. Elavera perished at the foot of her altar fighting a water beast. Boar's tomb is symbolic, for the knight was lost on a holy mission. The last is for Renard, an ordinary innkeeper who stopped customers from pissing in the lake.
Do you take care of the kurgans?
Indeed. That is how I serve the lady. Her power is strong near the kurgans. At night, sometimes you can speak with the lady's champions. From them I draw wisdom and knowledge of past times.
I heard you're an expert on the legend of the Holy Grail.
You seek the Holy Grail?
I might. Let's talk first.
Know that the legend of the Holy Grail has been studied for centuries. It's been interpreted in myriad ways.
You must know an abridged version. Say, 3 theories?
There are hundreds. But all right, 3. The classic theory, of which I myself am a proponent. The conspiracy theory. And finally, one of the most mysterious. The philosophical or mystical. Which one first?
Tell me the classic theory.
Good choice. The Grail is a cup, a powerful magical object whose meaning cannot be fathomed by even the most powerful sorcerers. This chalice possesses the power to heal all diseases, poisonings, and wounds, and pain will turn into power. One theory also states that in the hands of a rightful ruler, it can heal entire lands and protect their inhabitants from danger, creatures of the dark, natural disasters, and so forth.
Sounds like Dandelion's ballads, only without a love story.
All who drink from this miraculous cup are healed, fortified, and enlightened to understand the truth.
Let's move on to the conspiracy theory. That one sounds interesting.
This was popularized by Bronze Dan and begins with a convoluted theory about the derivation of the word Grail. A few tortuous pages in, we learn the Holy Grail is actually Sangreal, which in the Elder tongue denotes royal hallowed blood. Bronze Dan concludes that the Grail is actually the descendants of the prophet Lebioda.
Enough of this conspiracy talk. Tell me the classic theory.
Good choice. The Grail is
No, don't start over.
a powerful magic. This challenge
Sounds like...
all who
Go on.
knights have been seeking the Grail for ages, yet none succeeded. Both the noble Lancel and the bold Boars failed. I heard even the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose has shown interest.
Any specific instructions associated with this theory?
Unfortunately, I know only what I garnered from my books.
The conspiracy theory sounds interesting.
This was popularized by...
And again, it's from the
Bronze
beginning.
Go on.
These descendants, talented in the ways of magic, were protected by a secret organization before they ultimately mixed their own blood with that of En Seid, the knowledgeable one. The theory goes on to present the tempestuous and twisted fate of Sangreal, but the author gets lost in his arguments, often contradicts himself. Generally, it turns into an unholy mess.
Enough genealogy and genetics. I sense that's a false trail.
Which theory should I present next?
The philosophical, mystical one.
The most esoteric. The Grail is a concept, a general understanding of good. The search for the Grail is nothing beyond an ordinary quest for perfection.
Interesting.
The Grail has no specific form or shape. It differs for each individual. It can be an object, an idea, a discovery. It can also be a search for the truth about oneself. This theory claims the quest for the Grail to be the goal in itself. The result is of secondary importance.
What are you suggesting?
I serve the lady and am more insightful than you think. I know you return to the world of the living from death, presumably in search of something, but that is none of my concern. Just remember one thing.
What?
At the end of your journey, the Grail may prove to be entirely different from what you initially expected it to be.
Thank you. Farewell.
How can I help?
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
Why does the Lady of the Lake seem skeptical about the search for the Holy Grail?
Many fine knights set out seeking the Grail, abandoning their roles as guardians of peace and justice under the guidance of the Fisher King and the Lady of the Lake. Now the Fisher King is mute and the knight's gone. I think the lady must be very lonely.
But she's a goddess.
You know not how lonely a goddess. Do you think goddesses cannot be lonely? The gods ultimately created us in their own image.
Right, then I bought and read a bunch of stuff from him. Or at least what I hadn't already read. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm supposed to use this for a quest. It's all the same. Yeah. So maybe I should ask about that quest I'm supposed to do. Or not.
How can I help?
Remind me what to do?
Slay 9 phantoms within the Druid's Ring. They only appear at night. The King of the Hunt is the fiercest of them.
How do I handle him?
Find mandrake root by the kurgans near my hut. The magic herb will keep the King of the Hunt at bay. Merely light the candle that stands within the ring and sprinkle mandrake upon the flame.
Yeah, that sounds helpful.
But I think I'm going to save that for later. So, until next time, take care.